Holy hot mess. How does anybody do their hair in Florida? Hey everybody, it's Jamie from Plum Island Sea Cabin, and we needed to see what all the hype is about, so we are at Sanibel Island.
What was it called?
A cockle shell.
A cockle shell.
Yes.
And it's alive.
It is very cool. Look at that.
I used to think you said a cocoa shell.
Yeah, it's a cockle, C-O-C-K-L-E. But this one's definitely alive. We will put it back in the ocean so that it can marry on its way. But thanks for bringing it over to me and showing me.
Of course.
So many cool markings and colors. Little coquina clams. There are shells all over this beach. And how beautiful and pure that is. All the amazing grow lines on it. It is still alive, so it will not become part of our Sanibel collection, but it's beautiful to take an up-close look at. I am just amazed at the shells we are finding here today. I love the scallops with all of these awesome markings, and look at that barnacle on top of it. It is bananas here. Very beautiful calico clamshell. Finding a lot of these on the beach today. This is a shark eye moonsnail. It is so cool. I scoop it up. And the giant foot is out. Look at that. So we find the northern moonsnail on Plum Island, and this is a shark eye moonsnail, which we do not have on Plum Island. I found my first one in a video last week. Oh, you can see his little head poking out there in the front. It's so cute. But I found my first one of these last weekend on the Cape. And I still have that shell. But it is very cute. You can see his little head poking out there. Hello, little guy. I am gonna put him back in the sand so that we do not continue to disturb it. So we do not continue to disturb him, but it was a great little visit. So thank you for letting me film you. There you go. Bye, little one. That is a very cool murex. That is a good find. Stuff rolling around everywhere. Another murex. A very cute cat paw. Look how flat they are. Flat and detailed. It's one of those shells that the name definitely defines what it is. It was definitely named appropriately. What you got? Ooh, I love these.
Yeah, I was wondering.
These are so cool with the barnacles.
Yeah. So those are barnacles?
Yep. So there's barnacles on the top. These are pink barnacle. And when they have the centers of them They're the actual live part of the barnacle.
Oh.
They come out and they feed in the water, and they're filter feeders, so they take in all of the microbes and plankton. They feed during the high tide when they're submerged in the water.
That's cool.
And then during the low tide, they close up and they hold in the moisture to withstand and survive until the tide comes back in.
Nice. So why are they pink?
Shells in general are the color they are from two things. There's either genetic coding that cause like the markings that are on like these scallop shells here, and then the color comes from what they eat, what's in the mud where they live.
So do the barnacles just like grow off the shells, or do they like attach themselves?
They attach themselves.
Oh.
So that's why you find like they love attaching themselves to like mussel beds or coral reefs, and it creates like a really cool ecosystem.
I also found this pretty shell here.
That's a barred clam, B-A-R-R-E-D. I think it's called a barred barred Venus clamshell. So those are very beautiful. They have really great markings on them.
Yeah.
But those are really great finds. Thank you for sharing them with me.
Thank you.
So one of the interesting things about Sanibel Island and Plum Island, is part of the reason why I wanted to come here, is they're both located in a very unique position to where the ocean meets the shore. So there's always a large variety of shells that you can find here at Sanibel, as well as an abundance of those shells. And the same thing applies for up north on Plum Island. So Plum Island has a very shallow submarine level. And the position of Plum Island to the ocean is again very unique. So we get a wide variety of species, wide variety of different kinds of shells that wash up on Plum Island, as well as an abundance. I like them both for different reasons. For instance, I am not wearing 3 shirts, a sweatshirt, and 2 pairs of pants. I am traveling very light today in a t-shirt and shorts, flip-flops. It's very nice. And in Plum Island, it is nice and cool, but here it's very warm. But both are very good and very unique experiences. So if you are a sheller and you only have experience with warm water shells, I would definitely recommend hitting the cold water beaches. And if you are a cold water sheller and you don't have any experience with warm water, come to Sanibel Island. It is an amazing experience. Look at that. So on Plum Island, we have those mussels that are covered with those pure white barnacles. And here, I just can't get enough of these scallop shells that are covered with the barnacles for that very same reason. Has that nice, earthy, rustic look. I know I keep comparing the shells, New England to Sanibel and warm water shells to cold water shells, but it is very cool to be able to experience both of those. This is one of the shells that I was looking for when we came to the island. And when I was on the Cape a couple weekends ago, I thought I found one there, but that was actually the northern quahog. That was a hybrid between a northern quahog and a southern notata clam. And the reason why they created the hybrid was because a northern quahog takes a very long time to grow to maturity, and the southern shells grow very quickly. So they created the hybrid, which was the one with the zigzag pattern I found last week. And when I was on the Cape, I confused it with this one, which is only found in the southern part of the Gulf. It's a very cute olive shell here. It looks like there is no one home, just a little bit of shell debris caught in there, but I do like that apricot color. Very cute little beach vine here. Very happy with this one. Also very cute shell here, and I am not sure the name of this one. So my Florida shell people, my Florida shell crew that are out there, if you know what this shell is, put it in the comments. I do have a chart, but I am running out of daylight here, so I'm not going to look it up online right now. But if you know what that is, definitely put it in the comments, and I will thank you for the shell identification. It's really fun experiencing the beach with my family. So that is my wife Patty over there in the yellow, and my nephew JJ, who just turned 14, who's getting a total kick out of this beach. And they're both over there in the Sanibel stoop. That is the standard position for shellers on Sanibel Island. So they are having a blast, and I am loving having them here with me. There are so many cockles on the beach today. There's a huge section of them coming up down the beach line where people are actually throwing as many as they can back into the ocean because so many are washing up that are going to get left behind from the tide. And they do close up and they do hold moisture in, so they can sustain themselves for a long period of time. But there are so many up there, and there is a negative tide today, so the tide is going to go way out. And we just want to make sure that they are okay by the time the tide comes back in. It's alive, but it's a lightning well.
Whoa!
Very cool lightning well. You can see that operculum there, the little door. It is a very beautiful lightning well. You can see that left-sided, they call it a sinistral opening because most whelks are all over. All other whelks have an opening on the right except for the lightning whelk. And it's like one in, I can show you the mouth up on the screen, that will have a left-sided opening like knobbed whelks or other whelks, but they call it a sinistral opening. But that is a beautiful whelk, and we're going to put this one back in the water so that it can carry on. It's very beautiful. Oh yeah, that one's definitely alive. You can see all the cilia moving around on it. It's beautiful though. They're huge here. First time find. First time my sister ever found an intact whole sand dollar in her entire life. Nice find, Tracy.
Nice job, Mama!
Thank you. Put this one back in the water, but this is a Florida fighting conch. Oh yeah!
Anything in it? Ooh, that's pretty.
Shark eye moon snail.
That's a beauty.
That's a nice. Has a little bump in the back. Oh, no one's home. We can keep it for our collection.
One of those.
Good find. Very nice. What do you got there? Oh, lightning whelk. That is a very cool shell. Or it's a very cool whelk. It's amazing.
Hey, little buddy.
Nice pan shell. Wow, look at that. How iridescent that is. That is crazy. Night shelling seems to be more prosperous than the day shelling, right?
Yeah, well, there's less people around, so...
Yeah. So this is definitely the shell of the day. So this is a horse conch, and it was found by my sister Tracy, who's been in my previous videos. And JJ, explain to me, how did it happen?
So she was walking along the beach, and she felt something that felt like a rock. She didn't know what it was. So she started undigging it, and she found that it was a shell. So she was afraid that something was inside of it, so she got another shell and started digging it out. And then when she realized there was nothing inside of it, she was like, oh my god, this thing is huge.
So this is what people come to Sanibel Island for. This is the horse conch. And they can grow up to, I think the largest one recorded is at the Sanibel Shell Museum, and it's 24 inches.
This thing's pretty close.
Yeah, this is a very good size horse conch, and it is going to look really beautiful all cleaned up. That is the shell of the day. I love that. This is a sand dollar found by my brother-in-law, John. and it is awesome, and it is very different than the ones that we find on Plum Island. So they have those lanules on them, so those are the holes that are on the sand dollars, and we don't have those in the sand dollars on Plum Island. So those holes are to allow the water to pass through them and allow the sand dollar to bury themselves in the sand a lot quicker. So you can see what is the same as the sand dollars we find on Plum Island is the petaloid that's on top. So that is that flower looking pattern, and that's where the sand dollar's feet come out, and they're little tubular feet that come out of the top of the petaloid, and that is how the sand dollar breathes. So yeah, sand dollars breathe through their feet. But this is a nice treat because it is very different and a lot larger than the ones we find on Plum Island. So that is a really good find by my brother-in-law, John. Thank you. There's a pen shell found by my sister, and then the cockle shell found by my mom, right?
No, that
No?
gotta be, that was John.
So John, my brother-in-law, found the cockle shell. There's a hole.
What was cool was you could see the hinge.
Oh, that's cool.
See the hinge?
That's awesome. So this is a bivalve. So it's the two shells that are attached by the hinge in the back. So I always find I feel like I win a prize when I find them when they're connected. It's fun. That's a good shell, Mom. That's a really good find.
Delicate one ridge is a white one.
Yeah.
You'll find it when you get one.
I have to look that up. I'm sure everybody, all of my shell crew from Florida knows exactly what these are, but we're going to research some of them when we get home because this is not my area of expertise, but I'm like a kid in a candy shop here. And I'm sure all of you that are from Florida can name every single one of these shells. So feel free to list them in the comments with the timestamps of where you saw them. It will save me a lot of online research.